Your sister did something behind your back, and it's going to be revealed. God says this secret was never meant to stay buried. It has grown like a shadow in the dark, twisting quietly behind the scenes, waiting for the moment when the light will burn through the lies. You cannot ignore this any longer. The truth that has been hidden in silence is trembling at the edge of breaking free. The moon trembled behind torn clouds the night it began, a sign from the heavens that what was whispered in shadows would soon roar into the open. This betrayal is not just a simple act, it is a spiritual fracture that reaches deep into the core of your trust and your heart. Archangel Michael says the battle you face is not only with human weakness but with unseen forces trying to chain your destiny in darkness. But God says your pain will become your power. This secret, when revealed, will shatter the walls built to contain it and release a divine justice that cannot be stopped. Behind the smiles and the familiar face of your sister lies a truth that has been twisting like a knife behind your back. It is a secret that has shaped events in ways you never imagined, steering your path with silent hands and hidden whispers. Yet God says this is a moment of reckoning. The veil is lifting, the shadows are fleeing, and what was done in darkness will now be exposed in dazzling light. The revelation is coming fast, and you must brace yourself. The sister you thought you knew has been walking a hidden road, but God says the road ends here. Justice will rise. Healing will begin. And your spirit will be reborn in the fire of truth. Your sister's smile has always felt like the sun, warm, familiar, and safe. Yet beneath that radiant facade lies a shadow, a darkness she has kept hidden far from your knowing eyes. God says this shadow has grown heavy, a burden woven into silence, waiting for its moment to be revealed in blinding light. Behind closed doors where the moon trembled behind torn clouds, she moved silently, like a ghost in the night, whispering promises no one else could hear. The sister you believed in is not the sister you truly know. The veil that concealed her secret has been thinning, stretched tight by the weight of concealed truths and silent betrayals. Archangel Michael says the air around you is thick with unseen tension, a spiritual fog that clouds judgment and stirs unrest in the soul. This is no ordinary family conflict. It is a divine test, a spiritual battlefield where blood ties are stretched to breaking points. The love you felt, now pierced by a sharp edge, demands a reckoning. Your heart has carried an unspoken ache, something out of place, a silent alarm in the quiet hours. God says this ache is a warning, a divine whisper nudging your spirit to prepare for what's coming. The one closest to you has done something behind your back, a choice made in shadow, an act that could topple the fragile foundation of trust you built. In the stillness, you might have felt a coldness when she was near, a hesitation in her gaze that could not be explained. That hesitation was the ghost of her secret, hovering like a restless spirit refusing to rest. The house you called home now feels like a stage set for a dramatic unveiling, each moment ticking closer to the truth breaking through. Archangel Michael says your guardian angels are sharpening their swords, standing sentinel at the gates of your soul. They know this betrayal will sting like 1,000 sharp needles, but they also carry the healing balm that follows divine justice. The balance between heartbreak and healing is about to tip. God says the time of hiding is over. The unseen threads your sister wove into your life will soon unravel, exposing every stitch, every knot of deceit. This revelation is not punishment, it is divine correction, a necessary clearing for your soul's growth and your peace's restoration. The ground beneath you may feel unsteady now, as if the earth itself senses the storm brewing just beyond the horizon. But know this, every shadow must yield to light. And the light God carries for you is fierce, unrelenting, and purifying. Archangel Michael says to brace yourself. The veil between truth and lies is thinner than ever. When the first shard breaks through, it will cut deep, but it will also set you free. You are not alone in this sacred unveiling. God says, hold fast to your faith, for the revelation is not your end but your beginning. The sister you thought you knew is about to be revealed in a new, harsher light. Prepare your heart for the storm, but also for the calm that follows. Behind the quiet walls where you once shared laughter, your sister's footsteps have tread a secret path. It is a path veiled in shadows, where whispered deals and silent nods shaped a betrayal no one saw coming. God says this betrayal was born not out of hate, but from a tangled web of envy, fear, and desperate longing to be seen differently. In the stillness of the night, when the stars blinked cold and distant, she gathered with others in hidden corners, speaking your name as if it were a key to unlock her own dark ambitions. These were not careless words, but carefully crafted plans that chipped away at the foundation of your trust, brick by brick. The moon trembled behind torn clouds as if the heavens themselves were trembling with the weight of her actions. Archangel Michael says this is a spiritual wound that cuts deeper than flesh, a wound that reaches into the core of your being and challenges your faith in those closest to you. It is a betrayal wrapped in familiar voices, cloaked in familiar faces, that leaves you questioning not just her, but the very nature of trust and family. God says the pain you feel now is a refining fire. It is the heat that will burn away illusions and reveal the cold truth beneath. What she did behind your back was not a moment of weakness, it was a deliberate turning away, a choice to walk in shadows rather than light. And now, those shadows are growing restless, ready to be cast out. You may have sensed the shift, the subtle change in her tone, the hidden glances exchanged when she thought you were not watching. These were the signs of a secret pact, forged in silence and sealed with betrayal. The walls you built around your heart are cracking under the pressure of this truth, and soon the floodgates will open. Archangel Michael says the spiritual battle over your soul is fierce, fought not with swords or shields, but with words, lies, and broken promises. Yet, the archangel's wings beat strong, casting a protective shadow over you. This is a time for courage, not fear. For clarity, not confusion. God says the revelation is near, so close you can almost taste it on your tongue. It will come like thunder, sudden and overwhelming, shaking the very roots of your world. But within this storm lies a divine purpose, to free you from the chains of deception and lead you into a new season of truth. The sister you trusted has hidden a knife behind her smile, but God's justice will turn that knife into a key that unlocks your freedom, your healing, and your peace. The coming days will test your spirit, but they will also prepare you for the blessing that follows. Archangel Michael says, "Stand firm." The light of heaven is moving swiftly to expose every hidden thing. What was done in darkness will be brought into the sun, and in that light, you will find your strength renewed. God says, "Do not recoil from the pain, for it is the soil from which your new life will grow." The betrayal is a harsh teacher, but its lesson will not be wasted on you. Brace yourself, for the truth is about to break free. The air around you thickens as unseen forces stir with urgent purpose. Archangel Michael says the battlefield of your spirit is alive with energy, divine and dark forces clashing in the unseen realms over the fate of your soul. This is no ordinary struggle, it is a cosmic reckoning shaped by betrayal and faith. God says the secret your sister kept behind your back has awakened spiritual eyes that cannot look away. The heavens are watching, the angels are gathering, and the scales of justice tremble with the weight of what will soon be revealed. This message carries a sacred warning: prepare yourself, for the truth will not just knock, it will shatter the door. Beneath a sky where the moon trembled behind torn clouds, your heart pulses with a fierce urgency. Archangel Michael says your spiritual armor must be fastened tight, your prayers sharpened like arrows aimed at the darkness seeking to swallow your peace. The sister you loved has stepped into a shadow too deep to escape without divine intervention. God says your path has been watched closely, every step measured in the light of eternity. What was done in secret will rise to the surface, exposing not only betrayal but the spiritual ripples that spread far beyond what you can see. The celestial forces declare this a turning point, a moment that will define the course of your destiny. Archangel Michael says, "Do not be shaken by the storm ahead, even as the winds howl and the ground quakes beneath you." This is a refining moment, a divine fire burning away the impurities that cling to your soul. The archangel's sword is drawn not to destroy you but to protect what remains pure and true. God says the betrayal is a test designed to awaken your spirit to a higher truth. It is a call to rise above pain, to claim your divine inheritance of peace and strength. Though the night feels long and the shadows deep, dawn is approaching swiftly, carrying with it a light that no darkness can overcome. The sister you trusted acted behind your back, but God's plan is to transform this wound into a gateway, a portal to a new realm where truth reigns and your spirit soars free. Archangel Michael says the angels stand ready to lead you through this tempest, their wings a shield against despair. God says, "You are not alone in this battle. The heavens are with you, and their power is unstoppable." The coming revelation will shake your world, but it will also set you on a path to divine restoration and unshakable peace. Archangel Michael says, "Hold fast to your faith, for the worst is yet to be revealed, and the best is yet to come." The divine warning has been given, now it is time to prepare for the breakthrough. The moment arrives without warning, like a sudden crack splitting the still night air. God says the truth your sister hid will explode into your life, shattering illusions with a force that leaves nothing untouched. This revelation is a divine thunderclap, meant not to destroy, but to awaken you fully to reality. The house where secrets once breathed quietly now feels exposed under a relentless flood of light. Shadows flee as the veil is torn away, revealing faces twisted in betrayal and whispered lies that echoed behind your back. The moon trembled behind torn clouds that night, an omen of the storm breaking loose in your heart. Archangel Michael says this is a sacred unveiling, a moment when the forces of heaven demand that hidden sin be brought into the open. The sister you trusted stepped into a darkness that blinded her, but now that darkness recoils from the holy fire burning within you. Your soul is a battlefield, but this battle will crown you with victory.